Hello and welcome to 5-Minute Math. Today we are looking at the 8th grade concept of trend lines. This is standard 8.5D in the great state of Texas, and we are using item number 32 of the 2017 released STAAR test. If you have not done so already, please go ahead and take a moment to pause the video, work this problem out on your own, unpause it, and we will look at our answers together. So, Ben is collecting data from a group of 12 people, and so that's represented here by these 12 dots plotted on this graph. So he measured each person's resting heart rate, so that is your y-axis, and recorded the average number of hours each person exercised a week, that is your x-axis. So that's interesting. It looks as if the more hours per week you exercise, the lower your resting heart rate. And so we don't necessarily have a pure direct variation or a proportional relationship, but you can see them all kind of clustered together, and you can see a line, a trend line is what we're going to use, almost forming right there. And so we're going to use that to make predictions. So what is the best prediction? So we're looking at the resting heart rate of someone who exercises 8. So 8 is going to be just right there. So we just need to extend this pattern here. And so what we're going to do is we're going to try to get as close to as we can in between some of these. So like we're going to try to get right there. Try to get right there. You want to draw a line straight that captures as much of the data as possible. Now, you don't want it to necessarily curve, so if you can't get it straight, you're just going to get as close as you can to kind of in between. If you have a ruler, or if you even have the edge of a paper, edge of a book, a straight edge, that would really be helpful. So I'm just going to kind of start up here. I'm just going to draw it down as much as I can. I'm going to keep it straight. Captures much of the data as possible here. And you just extend it. And if you wanted to, you can kind of extend it back up if you really wanted to. All right, so it's not 100% perfect, but remember, we're just making the best prediction. So it looks like my 8 landed, where did that land? Right around a hair below 50, maybe 48. All right, so that's my prediction, just based on the line that I drew, and I didn't even use a straight edge. So let's see what our other options are here. So F says 30 beats per minute. So we're going to do it all, we're going to plot them all on this 8 x coordinate right here. So 30, wow. All right, so that is a bit low. That would really just almost make it kind of curve, right? You can kind of get there if you curve. Here's the problem though. This is a trend line, not a trend curve. So it doesn't fall on that straight line. So we're not going to use that. All right, so 50. Well, I thought it was about 48, but look at that 50 right there. Yeah. That would be right next to what I drew, and even so, mine wasn't perfect. So that's easily the closest so far of what we've seen. So I'm going to question mark that one. 55. Oh, that's tricky. Look how close those two are. 50 and 55. So there's your 50. I'm going to make your 55 right here. Yeah, that 55 just kind of looks like it goes a little bit too far up. Look, you'd have to kind of flatten it out right here to hit that 55. And then 60, definitely too high. So it's getting kind of messy here. There's my 60. And that really just kind of flattens out. So my initial guess was this 48, which is closest to this 50. So even though I didn't necessarily get it 100% perfect on my line, the answer is going to be G.